Muito Mabriga hong garinagu. Good evening, everyone. This is Mabriga Garinagu, Auraboni Amura Mudi Media Company. One of the only um, Facebook live series that's been going on. We happen to have another live series that's been going on for a past couple of years, Gary Vision. I want to welcome Francois Estrada from Gary Vision and Trevor Palacio out of San Francisco and Las Vegas, respectively. And we're going to have a conversation today regarding the 2020 symposium going on this weekend, November 8th and 9th, with Francois and Trevor Palacio. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I'm here in Vegas. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great, brother. Another day, we're alive. Another day to be greater.
Absolutely.
Yeah, here we are in the land of the living, above ground. Another chance to have another chance. Another opportunity to establish Garifuna institutions. And we're maximizing by utilizing this free platform called social media to empower our community by educating and informing our community. Pablo, why is it that, and this question is going to both people, Pablo and Francois. Pablo, the founder of Mabriga Garinagu, Gary Vision. Francois Estrada, the founder of Gary Vision. What is the reason that Mabriga Garinagu was established? Why?
Mabriga Garinagu was established because we needed a platform to discuss issues that only pertain to the Garifuna community. I didn't see any platform at the time when I started it, and it's sorely needed because we have so many issues in the community, but it wasn't being discussed from an intellectual perspective.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Francois Estrada.
And for Gary Vision, you know what? I've been trying to do Gary Vision for many years, and as Brother Pablo said, we have so many issues in our Garifuna communities that we need to address. And Gary Vision, that's the reason why I started Gary Vision, because we have to address all these issues that are happening in our communities, not only in Belize and Honduras, right, Nicaragua, Guatemala, United States. We have so many issues that we need to address. So this is the reason why I started Gary Vision.
Right, agreed upon. And we also want to thank Robert Mariano and Martha Martinez with Habafu Garinagu out of Belize. We want to thank Bahamar Noticia out of New York and Honduras. Guaguia Radio Limon out of Honduras and Chicago. We also want to thank Verlene Arzu and Bill Flores for being a part of Gary Vision. These are the individuals who are the trendsetters. These are and I'm blessed to be a part of this movement. We're the ones that's going to pave a way to these institutions. So now, Friday, Saturday, we're going to be in Los Angeles, California to celebrate our third annual Garifuna Consortium. One of the issues that we notice in the Garifuna community is groups pop up and they disappear. They come and they go.
Right.
There seems to be no consistency. So that's why we're saying that we're very proud that we're celebrating our third annual Garifuna Consortium Symposium, which will be at 5250 West El Segundo in Hawthorne, California, which is approximately right there in LA. November the 8th is the leaders meeting, 6 p.m. If you are a Garifuna leader or consider yourself to be a Garifuna leader, we invite you to be a part of that conversation. We want to hear from you because we're going through the developmental process of identifying leadership and also identifying solid plans that we're going to follow through on. So Friday, November 8th is a symposium, leaders meeting, 6 p.m. Saturday, we have the symposium between 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free lunch. Free lunch, I repeat. You don't have to worry about lunch. It will be covered. November the 9th. We're going to discuss voter education and registration. We're going to discuss the Garifuna youth. We have speakers coming from Honduras. We have speakers representing St. Vincent. We have speakers representing Guatemala. We have speakers representing Belize. We have speakers representing the United States of America. So why, Francois Estrada, do you think it's necessary for people to attend such a symposium?
I believe that people need to attend because we need to be informed. All right. So many of us, we don't know what's going on in our communities. We don't know what's happening, and so we need to be informed. So I believe that this forum is going to be informative. It's going to be empowering. It's going to be enlightening. So I believe we should all attend.
Right.
All
And
right.
we're going to be honoring several people. Just to name a couple, Frida Sitter of Garifuna International Film Festival will be honored. Clavia Santos, the owner of PG Hall off of 48, will be honored.
Uh-huh.
Culture Buck will be honored. Auntie Martha Martinez will be honored. Anita Martinez will be honored. Now, Francois Estrada will also be honored. All right.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
the reason we're honoring you is because you've been doing the work of keeping the history of Garifuna in the Los Angeles area alive through photography. And for those who understand what photography is, so they say a picture says 1,000 words. How does it feel, Francois, to be honored for the works? And we know, and just like everyone else that we're honoring, Pablo, we're not honoring them just to pat them on the back to make them feel good. We're honoring them because we're thankful for the works that they have done. How does it feel, Francois, to be honored?
You know what? I've been in the Belizean Garifuna community for over 30 years, and it's going to feel great to be honored by my people.
Amen.
I mean, it's going to feel great to be recognized by my people. You know.
That's you're definitely worth it. We thank you for the works that you continue to do now, not only through photography, but through Gary Vision. Pablo, why should the people be at the symposium?
Well, they're gonna get a chance to speak with the new leadership of the Garifuna community and people that are basically just tired of the same old narrative in the community. I mean, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
upliftment and empowerment, which is a language that we're not necessarily used to using. I mean, we're here, we migrate to this country, seeking a better life, but we're not thriving, Trevor. As a
Right.
community, we're not thriving. We are not thriving. I mean, I could tell you now that here in New York, we have a lot of Garifuna people that just got to this country and they're in homeless shelters.
Right.
This proportionally a large number
Right.
of Garifuna people in shelters here. I mean, I know there's a homeless problem in LA, and that's going to affect the Garifuna community as well. There's Garifuna
Right.
people that are homeless right now in LA. I
Right.
mean, we don't know, we can't point them out rather, but I know they're there. I mean, our people are there. Like as I alluded to earlier, we are steadily en route to becoming a permanent underclass in this country, and we're just trying to set that barrier to stop as a community. We're going to address everything as a community because we're going to follow our cultural philosophy, which is Aura Bunya Murununi,
Right.
which is basically for us to take care of each other, Trevor. We had the same experience where we would be in exile from St. Vincent. We were
200. Yeah.
Bequia, Batavia. Baliso was the last island that we were in before they shipped us out to Honduras.
Right.
So we were in a state, or we wouldn't have survived that experience unless we believed in each other, and which goes back to our Buni and Munu.
Agreed upon, Pablo and brother Francois. My next
Uh,
question is my next question is this, and again, it goes to both of you. And we also invite the viewers. If there's a question that you want to ask, ask. If it's to Pablo, just say Pablo, question to you. If it's to Francois, say Francois, question to you. If it's to me, Trevor, just say Trevor, question to you. So the question right now is this: we don't have not one single Garifuna institution. We have people, we have groups of people. We have been in New York City, for an instance, since the 1920s. We have people who just arrived a decade ago. They own grocery stores, They own community centers. But here we are. We've been in LA a good 60, 70 years. We don't have not one Garifuna cultural center there as well.
Right.
What we're looking to do is to build institutions. I want to ask you guys, what is the difference between an institution, Pablo, and another organization?
Well, institution basically reinforces the idea. Like we have this idea that was given to us with the brother and sister from Belize and regarding to our heritage, which is the language, music, and dance. We should
2001
build the institution to
proclamation.
sustain those three components:
Right.
language, music, and dance. I mean, that's the way that we should be headed. And also, the institution actually backs up what the culture wants overall,
Right.
which for us, in order for us to survive, is an economic development,
Agreed
Yeah.
upon.
financial
I
development. We need to build those institutions from a Garifuna perspective, whether it be a credit union, whether it be a cooperative,
Right.
but it has to come from a Garifuna perspective. And
okay.
and one of the reasons why we haven't gotten those, Trevor, you got to keep in mind that when persons come here, their first thought is to help their families back home.
Right.
And that's what's been going on. I mean, all we do is send a lot of money in remittances, but we don't build here. We
We
build
don't.
homes in Belize and Guatemala and Honduras, but we don't purchase homes here because we still building the nation back home. So that's one of the factors why we don't have any institutions here, because most of the resources go back home, because you know the situation back home is
Right.
more dire than it is here.
Right.
So
Great.
we got to work on that. Like our generation, with the older generation, we got to come to the table with the generation behind mine and yours, Trevor, and
Right.
get them used to nation building and preserving their culture and seeing how important an institution is to
Right.
preserve our culture.
Agreed upon,
Uh,
Pablo. Agreed upon. Francois, institutions.
yeah, and I was gonna say, I lost my thought. Um, how can we collectively come together and build these institutions? Right? That's my question. I because I don't know what else to tell our people.
Right.
How can we open up our people's brain for them to see what we're trying to do? How can we get to them? How can we get to them to understand that we need to build these institutions?
I believe
Uh,
that what our people need are living examples. I repeat, what our people, we live in a society of immediate gratitude. And the first gratitude that most of us attain is visual, what we see. Okay? That's the first thing that we indulge most of the time.
right.
And our people don't have living examples to follow. And what Pablo and I and the rest of the body have been working on for the past 3 years, going on 4, is to identify individuals like ourselves who are going to exemplify and be these living examples, followed by cooperation, like Pablo says,
Hmm.
followed by strategy, right? Execution, so that our people can see fruits of what we mean, right? Our people are ready. I believe it in my heart. As we travel from east to the west coast, we see a hunger in our people to thrive, Pablo. They're
I
sick of
agree.
just they're sick of just surviving.
Yeah, they're sick of the same old narrative.
Yeah, they're saying this, they're sick of it. But if we as leaders wanted to change, we have to tell ourselves that we have to be the living example. Pablo just brought up the 2001 UNESCO proclamation. We want to thank NGC Belize for that. We want to thank Baba Roy for that. We want to thank Sandra Miranda, Phyllis Cayetano for that.
Absolutely, I agree.
These individuals were the ones who made sure that the UN saw the value in garinagu. So we could say that they have played their part. Now it's time for us to bring this fruit to full fruition. And that's what the symposium is all about. We're just not going to be discussing issues. We're going to talk a little bit about issues, but people who will be present will discover real quickly that we're actually there for solutions.
Solutions.
That's how. Pablo, that's my response to that question. And it's a great question, Francois Estrada, because you have been in this struggle for quite some time. Pablo, you have been in it for quite some time. I'm just walking into it. But I have learned that the question that you're currently raising right now, it's an important one to raise, or else we're going to continue to repeat the same thing over and over again. And our people, before we came into this conversation, Pablo said, if we don't get our shit together now, we're gonna die. Right?
Right.
And we could die in different ways. We're definitely dying economically. Once they take all of the land that we possess, it's a wrap. No man's land. We could get deported from Honduras like the government of Honduras trying to do right now. Right? So that's the best way for me to answer that question, Francois, is we need to establish a living example.
And let me add, gentlemen, sorry, Francois, but I have to say this. Francois, our people don't know. The reason why I say they don't know the intricacy of our history. They don't know about the different battles and the treaties in Urume that created the environment for us to be banished to Honduras. Right. They just don't know. They don't know that we were millionaires in the 1700s.
Right.
In Urume. They don't know. Right. They don't know that Victor Hawes made Duvalier and Satouillet generals of the French army.
Yeah.
They just don't know that. They don't know the history.
Right.
They don't know to that depth. They don't know that our language was created in 1372. We just don't know. Yeah. That's my response to that. We just don't know. We really don't.
And you know what? A lot of us,
if we knew, we would have more fervor towards developing ourselves more.
Agreed. Agreed upon. Francois?
I was going to say, a lot of us don't know that we are already dead. We're not dead physically, but we're dead financially. We're dead. We're dead emotionally. We're dead mentally. We're just not dead physically, but we're already dead. So, right. So it's time for us to wake up.
Right. So, in closing, we have a couple of minutes. We want to invite everybody to the symposium, November 8th and 9th, 5250 West El Segundo. Right there in Hawthorne, California. For those who are flying in, you will be picked up by a shuttle to the hotel. Once we're done on the 10th, you'll be dropped off at the airport by the shuttle. It will be free food, no food at all. We still need 2 vendors from the Los Angeles area. If you're selling shirts, no thank you. If you're selling food, no thank you. If you're selling different artifacts, please come on up, set up. We're only asking you for a $50 donation towards what we're doing. You will be able to sell not only during the AM, during the symposium, but Saturday night, we have an event where you could also sell your product. We have coming all the way from Houston, Texas, Santiman Garifuna, Andy Ordonez, and Gui. I want to say a little something about Andy Ordonez. Brother Pablo, if you could say something about Santiman, and Francois, if you could say something about Gui, and we'll close it out. When I called Andy Ordonez and I say, yo, Andy, can you bless us? He said, where, what time? That's simple. He didn't ask me how much you're going to charge. When he was living in New York, yo, Lisanigo Bodoma, salute to them. Yo, we need a blessing. Where, what time? No questions. Know how much you're going to pay. And that's because Andy Ordonez, who is under 25 years of age, is a visionary, and he understands that we have to invest in our community. Pablo Blanco, Santiman Garifuna.
Santiman Garifuna is a steward of the Garifuna culture. He's from my hometown of Santa Rosa de Aguan. And we have a real rich artistic class in Santa Rosa de Aguan, my uncle Edito Solano, my aunt Nini Ariola. They were part of the builders of Afro, the National Ballet of Honduras. So we have I gotta add, Jimmy Swasso used to go to Santa Rosa de Aguan to listen to new music,
Yeah.
to new songs, and Punta rockized it.
Right.
Right.
That sounds accurate. And Santi Margarifuna, he comes from that school. He knows a lot of the ancestral songs, the traditional songs, the different genres like Gunche and Hungungu, Punta, Bangidi. I mean, he's like they call it Honduras completo when it comes to the culture.
Right. Right. And he can
And
rock the house.
yes, he's gonna join us, and he's humble. And he's a humble guy, and he sees the vision. I mean, I remember when he was in Chicago,
Yeah.
he drove up from Tennessee
Yeah. 10
over.
hours.
I mean, I'm proud that he's a family member as well because I'm from the Bermuda side, from my grandmother's side, and he's a Bermuda, and he inspires me. Like he's one of the people or people like him and Andy and Bodoma that keeps me going.
Right. Right.
To be honest with you.
Agreed upon. Gooey, brother Francois Gooey, tell us about Gooey, man.
You know what? I've known Gooey for many, many years, and Gooey is a Garifuna artist from Belize. He has his brand, he has his following, and he's strictly Garifuna.
Right.
So come out and listen to Brother Gooey, and I'm sure you're gonna enjoy his music. So
Right.
yeah.
And it's a fundraiser. We're charging $20 at the door. It's the money is going to go right back into the nonprofit. It's going to pay for the food during lunch. It's going to pay for a couple of other items that we need to pay for. So we need for you guys to show up and support not only the artists, but the IGC, the International Garifuna Council, and the Garifuna Consortium, and members of the consortium like our Vision, Mabriga Garinagu, who are putting this together. Pablo, you have the last word. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight, and thanks for inviting us. And Francois, I love you and Sister Verlene for sponsoring the Food Friday night. Thank you so very much for that. Again, doing what we can with what we got.
Absolutely, man. It's an honor to work with you guys, man. It's always been an honor, and I look forward to this symposium. I look forward to discussing the issues that are affecting our communities.
Right.
One of the things I want to close out with, Trevor and Francois, I want to let everybody know that we.
I think he froze.
He probably froze for 1 second. He should be coming right back. So again, November 8th and 9th, the third annual Garifuna Consortium Symposium at 5250 West El Segundo, Hawthorne, California. Friday night, 6 p.m. is the leaders meeting. And with that conversation is going to go on until we wrap it up. It will actually end in 2022. It's going to be an ongoing conversation leading up to 2022. Right. So, are there any closing remarks that you may want to make, Brother Francois, as Pablo comes back in?
So we're going to discuss the issue of the Garifuna flag as well, right?
Yeah, we're going to touch it just a little bit, and more so in the leaders' meeting than during the consortium.
Okay.
Because during the consortium, we want to focus on the economy. We want to focus on the youth. You understand?
Yeah.
We want to focus on voter registration and education, civic engagement, financial literacy. The whole situation with the flag is going to require leadership talking amongst themselves to make sure that all of this comes to pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're about to sign off. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. I'm not able to read any of the comments. I think only Pablo could read them. Can you read any of the comments, Francois?
No, I don't see any of them. Okay. I don't see. Let me see.
Yeah. I'm not able to read any of them either.
No.
So, being said, we want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. How about you, Cindy?
Yeah, we will see you November 8th and 9th.
8th or 9th.
Okay. All right. All right. Ayo.
Ayo. So we're about to sign off. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. I'm not able to read any of the comments. I think only Pablo can read them. Can you read any of the comments, Rico?
No, I don't see any of them. I don't see.
Yeah. I'm not able to read any of them either.
No.
Yeah. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. How about you say?
Yeah, we will see you November 8th and 9th.
8th or 9th.
Okay. All right. All right. Ayo.
Ayo. So we're about to sign off. We want to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight.
I don't know what happened, family, but the closing remark that I want to say is basically if we, I'm talking about the entire Garifuna diaspora from Guatemala to Belize, to Nicaragua, to Uruguay, if we don't come together as one community to preserve our culture, things things will become very dark for us, especially in this country. In America, we need an economic, some form of economic development based on our culture, whether it be from cassava, from making drums, from our food. I mean, we need to monetize these items in order to survive here. We just need, we must find a way. We must develop businesses based on our culture to survive in this country. And one of the issues that we're having or have had in the past is just from the operations perspective, the logistical perspective, and the economic perspective. I mean, we need more people to invest in the community and in the culture as well. So this coming Friday and Saturday, let's just talk. Let's have an honest conversation about our situation from a macro perspective. Just have a conversation. I want everyone to come in with an open mind and let's discuss our issues and find pragmatic and prudent solutions to it. Nyale lunenguni, buitigunyo, mabriga garinagu, and Aura Boni Amuru Noni Media Company signing out. Buitigunyo.